When we originally began to plan this program, I was going to come out and do a conversation with you. Then we were going to bring you two on, hoping we'd get some kind of something going on here. Is there some basic disagreement you have about art or anything?
I'm sure there's disagreements about the value of certain artists' work. I'm very tolerant of people's artists' work of certain artists' work in there, which
there isn't.
I know that. You see, now it's not agreeing. he's disagreeing by agreeing. But
well, I think we all have. You see, we're all having a very different stance here. I mean, I would say. I mean,
Frank, he hates all the artists in there.
Yeah, well, I must say. I mean, I said.
I'm very kind to them all, even.
Yeah,
though
Bernie does have a problem with the majority of those artists.
Well, I mean, I basically say, which pisses everybody off, that I say that there's nothing after Cézanne. You know, it's all showbiz after that. I mean, I just do it to annoy people.
He
but
says things like that, and you wonder why he's involved in the same companies.
But there's a kind of truth in it. You know, you kind of think, okay, well, you know, Picasso certainly is good, and Matisse is great, and then you kind of think, well. Yeah, and then there's Pollock, and he's really amazing. And so he does go on. Yeah. Okay, Pollock's great. So, you know, it's sort of quite hard. And then David is pretty good in convincing, you know, that I should look at these people. And he does it with a great sort of charm and with conviction. And I do find myself looking at something I dream of looking at.
But is this a game or not? I mean,
no, I think we're dead serious about art and us. No.
About the fact that you find nothing redeeming.
Well, I don't find anything. I guess I'm old-fashioned, and I do believe in heroes. I do believe in greatness. I believe in these things, which I don't think in this kind of television age that it's quite the same. The rules are different now. I think they are different.
So there is no Cézanne, there's no Matisse, there's no Picasso,
There's
no
Pollock.
I
don't think so. Well, I mean, maybe Frank Stella. You know, possibly. I mean, again, I'm biased, but I think he maybe Rauschenberg. But there are very few real greats.
Well, I feel now that Frank Stella's painting, having other people do his paintings for him. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You wouldn't have said that if it wasn't Frank Stella. If I came to you and said, do you like this painting?
Jeff Koons having his paintings.
Yeah.
I don't mind him having his paintings.
But you only don't mind because you found out that Frank Stella's doing the same thing.
No, Frank Stella had people painting his pictures in the 60s.
Oh,
yeah. Which is fine. I mean, no, I think that's okay. I don't mind that.
What
do you think of Jeff Koons?
I think he's absolutely charming.
As an individual?
Yeah.
And what about his art?
Well, it's definitely
very
interesting.
What about the sculpture that's over at the Bilbao?
I'm intrigued. I'm very confused.
Good. Well, that puppy.
Yeah, the puppy.
That's fabulous.
It's amazing. There's something amazing. It's definitely amazing.
Cézanne would have been jealous of that. He would have been
of the puppy.
Yeah. He would have been shocked that he couldn't do it.
Really?
Times are so different.
I don't know. It's.
But you basically are saying that modern art, for the most part, is full of
showbiz.
I
think there's a lot of that, yeah. Which is maybe fine, by the way. I think that maybe is
I think that show business is full of a lot of modern art. I think it's precisely the other way around. I think show business is becoming a shelter for the old avant-garde.
What about...
Well, Matt and I were discussing this a few minutes ago, and... you know,
discussing what?
About this business of where art ends and showbiz and
in a way we sort of agree but have different conclusions. We agree because I think in a way Bernie's right in that actually a certain type of art has come to an end. We don't know when it ended, but a certain type of the art that really does connect to Cézanne or Van Gogh or even pre-modern art has ended. The type of art in Blimey and the type of art that Jeff Koons does is in a way a new kind of thing. It's still art, but it's not really. One has to admit a kind of break between old art, even old modern art. It's contemporary art is kind of different.
All right, let me just talk.
That doesn't mean it's worse or bad, or that it's only showbiz, or that it's only plastic or shallow.
I mean, if you see, from
that's about the type of world that we live in. The culture's changed, you know.
And it's coming from different visual.
All right, let me just throw four names out. All right, de Kooning.
Good.
Great artist.
Great artist. He's a great artist.
He's a connection to the past. He's a sort of bridge.
He's a bridge.
The old and the new.
Jasper Johns.
A very good artist.
Very good. Andy Warhol.
Excellent. Very good artist. But certainly, if a new type of art, definite break between him and Cézanne.
And that was probably the first one, wasn't it? In a way.
In a way, yeah. The next book that's a bit like Blimey is starts with Warhol. It's about the New York art world. Goes from Warhol to now.
The one that Matt's working on now.
The subtitle will be what?
The interesting thing of the three artists so far, I think they had their moments. I don't think that their output was had a continuity.
What, Johns and Warhol?
Yes,
Who would you
I think
add
they
to
had
it?
their moments.
We've covered Pollock and Rauschenberg.
I think the later work wasn't anywhere near, wasn't a patch on what he was doing initially.
Who?
In Warhol.
The later work was not nearly as good.
No. I think it applies to de Kooning, and I think it also applies to Johns.
Yeah.
I think you'd get an agreement on that, don't you? I think everybody would agree with that.
I think de Kooning has one or two moments of different, where he does a very, in the 60s and 70s, he does this very sort of sloppy pink art that people are dismayed by because his early art was so rigorous and grim and hard and slashing, and so they think if it's floppy it can't be good, but it was sort of kind of very good floppy. I think it's true about, I think Warhol got more decorative and glitzy, and at first there was something rather harsh, but in fact it's actually in Warhol's later life that people started to notice that early work had that really black, dark side to it. At the time when Warhol was doing at the time, people assumed, wow, it's pop, how groovy.
It almost focused the early work when he did the later.
You look back on early Warhol now, it seems very dark.
Oh yeah, that for sure.
But I think these are the names. I think these are the great names that are going to end the century.
Yeah, they are the big names.
These are the people going to end the century.
And
I mean, if we look at the middle of the
artist,
century, when I kind of arrived, as a kid looking at art, it was Leger, Chagall, Picasso, Miro.
Chagall, everyone's forgotten about Chagall.
Oh, great artists, But I mean, these were the great artists in the middle of the century, and we're ending the century now with Lichtenstein, Warhol, Stella, Johns.
Lichtenstein, what do you think of Lichtenstein?
I think he's a great artist. Yeah, I think he's a great artist.
Here's what I don't get.
In this television age, go on.
Okay, but help me understand in terms of, there's Cezanne, at the turn of the century, there was Cezanne, Picasso, Matisse, okay.
Yes.
Isn't it all so personal, though? Isn't it really all so personal?
No, I don't think it is.
If it's by consensus an artist is great, if numerically enough people like that artist, that he becomes a great artist. I mean, Lichtenstein for me is not a great artist.
That sounds like box office.
How can he be a great artist if I don't think he's a great artist? I think he had a great gag for the first few years, and then he just did it and did it and did it, and then he died. I don't know that makes him...
That's artists do that. That's artists do that. His great gag was great.
It's the Lynn Chadwick
It was a big... I think you might find, and I'm not sure, you might find that these people, like Stella, Johns, Rauschenberg, Lichtenstein, might dwarf the abstract expressionists. You might find in 20 years' time they will be the great late 20th century artists. And you'll look back on people like de Kooning, and you'll find that they will simply be School of Paris. They'll be read as, something that came out of the great Parisian artists.
Greatness is when an artist seems to be a foundation stone. They're foundation stones for thought. You can't really, if you took them away, it would seem like art would fall down. So
and we're forgetting about people like Jim Rosenquist and Klaus Oldenburg. These are sort of giants. I mean, I think you being a New Yorker, you're right on top of it. I mean, me as an outsider, I'm coming into town, and I know these people very well. I knew Warhol. There's something kind of amazing there, absolutely amazing, exotic, amazing, original, extraordinary, dynamic stuff that we hadn't seen before. And now I know they're old. Some they're in their 60s and 70s, and some sadly have now died. But they are the greats. They're probably the great living artists.
Okay, but I don't want to lose this idea.